It's time for the shop report with
Barbershop Jay.
What up, sports fans? Welcome to the Shop Report. I'm Barbershop Jay. I'll be your host for the day. Here's what's happening. Of course, we want to remind you the Shop Report is brought to you by Rocket Digital Media. It's the one-stop shop for all your digital marketing needs. Look them up on Facebook at RDM Detroit, 1D2E Detroit. You can slide on over to the website, rocketdigital.net. That's ROCKIT digital.net. Make sure when you're there, while you're there, you tell them the BSJ sent you. And for my folk out there in TV land, if you want to leave your questions or comments during today's program, by all means, please do so, and we will throw it up on the screen. And y'all know what's coming next. If you're one of them folks that wants to leave a question or comment that's indignant or ignorant in nature, won't be seen on the screen. Matter of fact, here's what you'll get.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
All right. Joining me joining me on the program today? My man, I can't believe I'm seeing what I'm seeing here. Shout out to my man. Shout out to my man Doc. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute, you know what I'm saying, since we had my man DOC up there in Flint, Michigan. Right quick before we get into today's subjects or topics or whatever have you want to call them and whatnot. I don't know about the start time. Doc, are you okay with this 12 p.m. start time on a Sunday? You good with that? Going on? Like, I mean, the whole idea was we're trying to find a time that will be conducive to us and the growth of the program that will send us right off in the football, in the football season, you know, the 1 o'clock start times or whatnot. But are you okay? Are you good with the 12 o'clock start time?
Yeah, because we can get the show in, and then right at 1 o'clock we got football. You know what I mean?
All right, because that was the whole idea behind it. One of the other co-hosts suggested it, but obviously you can see he's not here.
Too much Lucia.
Yeah. Oh, I ain't even talking about that. I forgot about that. I'm talking about Gully, the other one. But okay, well, I did send out invites to everybody. But maybe one day they'll join us. Hopefully before the year 2025. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we got my man DOC. It's been so long. Here, let me see if I can find your intro. My gosh.
It has been a while, man.
Yeah, it has been a while. Let me get here we go. Let me get my man Doc his intro.
Hey,
what up, Doc? Yeah, one more time. Shout out Flint's very own. There you go. All right, then. All right. Until we get these other two jokers on the program today, we're gonna go ahead and start the show. All righty then. Our first item on the menu, and I'm still, when I say this 12 o'clock start time, man, I'm still kind of lightweight delirious, man. I had a long night last night, meaning, I was up playing trivia with the kids, family trivia.
Yes,
children,
you had your coffee this morning.
Yeah, I ain't even had my. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say, Doc? Would you tell him, please, man? Somebody send me a cup of Javiani over here or something, baby. But it's all good. We do what we do. Yeah, for real. Our first item on the menu is what he said. All right, and what he said what he said is Jeff Van Gundy. Now check this out. Jeff Van Gundy said, "Eliminate free throws. Until the last 4 minutes. If you get fouled on a shooting foul, you just get the points. You don't go to the line, and you don't go to the line for technical free throws, for technicals, right? They're just points. Then I would eliminate halftime. I think halftime is the biggest waste of time, or I'd reduce it to 5 minutes so you could go to the bathroom and come back out." Doc, what say you about my man Jeff Van Gundy, what he had to say? I'm with it.
I don't know if I'm with that one. I'm not with taking away the free throws, because I mean you can't just get the points, because it's been shown time and time again. Just because you get fouled don't mean you're gonna make free throws.
Oh yeah, no, especially now.
It doesn't. So I'm with the halftime thing. Halftime is way too long for me. I wish the commercial would be one commercial, maybe two, then we back to the game. So I'm with the halftime thing, but not the free throws. I can't get behind that. I can't get behind.
But why you think he? Because when I heard him say that, I mean, why you think he's saying that in the first place at all?
Well, because look at the league now. It's all this flopping. We looking for fouls. Like a lot of players are heavily dependent on that foul, that free throw line. if you see what I'm saying. So
Oh,
if you
okay.
take away one of their main ways of scoring, then what are they gonna do? They're forced to play basketball now. It's no more drive to the lane, wrap you up under my arm, and now he fouled me, or I'm flopping all over the place because I missed a shot and your fingertip brushed my eyelash.
Okay, so let me see how I should word this, because we've been doing this for quite some time now, and you know me, I always get chided for being old school. Grandpa, as TJ would like to say. I don't know where he at either. You know what I mean? He ain't showed up in a minute either. But we talked about, I think it was last show, we discussed Adam Silver and the NBA are putting together some sort of rule change where players going to start getting penalized for flops and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Now, we saw 10 clicks ago, the NBA said that you can't, that on the shooter, and I see guys still trying to get away with it though, where
they try to jump into somebody. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, do you think add this, or the possibility, or what Van Gundy is suggesting here, add that to the list of the other two changes that are already, the one that's already made, which is an ode to the defense, because I think that's what's really going. They giving defense back its teeth.
They need to, because the way they was playing defense is a lack of defense being played. You can see it. That's why you got 130-point, 135-point games, because ain't nobody playing no defense. They just coming down, shooting threes, or trying to get a foul to get to that free throw line.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, I got you.
It's forcing players to actually play basketball. Now you got to do something other than drive to the lane and just get fouled expecting a handout.
Okay. So in other words, are we saying here that history is repeating itself to a degree? Because in the 80s and 90s, now I will admit, and once again, oh, by the way, side note or disclaimer or whatever you want to call it here. I used to do book recommendation or recommended reading segments, okay? And, in addition to the 9 to 5 and doing this here, right, it just was too kind of time consuming to really try to keep that up. So I think I'm going to add a little twist and do excerpts from a book. But right now I'm reading The Blood in the Garden, the story of the 1990s New York Knicks.
They were a team to be reckoned with back in the day.
So the physicality, I get the NBA doesn't want that level of physicality, because there were a lot of fights in the 80s.
You got pictures of Jordan and whole headlocks trying to go to the next layup. You got Isaiah Thomas on his back, like, no, you ain't making this.
Yeah. And I always say, anytime we kind of broach this subject, I always mention to people, growing up, I was a Cavs fan back then, the Mark Price, Doherty. I'm still disappointed in him. But Mark Price took a shot from Lambeer one time, man. And I thought it was like Ali, down goes Frazier. Yeah, I thought Mike Price was done. But Mark Price bounced back up and he broke the business off for 100. Okay, I'm just embellishing. Okay, it was 99. Okay, I'm embellishing. But I'm just saying, he had a whole different type of attitude. So it seems like, in other words, that level of physicality, even though that's what we grew up on,
it can't get back to that.
Yeah, no, right. That's my point. Yeah, I don't want to see it get back to that.
No, because then you have more malice in the palaces. You can't get back to that. These young players, they really don't care now. They all about the fight now. Like, you want to see a brawl, let it go back to that.
But you really think these guys are really a fight? I see a lot of pushing and shoving.
I think some of them will. I think they're doing it and they're not doing nothing because they know, all right, I'm gonna get fined and I'm out for a few games. They're losing money. You don't want to lose your million. But back in the day, it wasn't necessarily like that. You get into a fight, they put you on the bench, somebody shoot technical free throws, and you back out there, almost a quarter later.
Gotcha.
They didn't care back then.
Okay, yeah, I got you. I'm with you. All right, I'm with you on that. Yeah, but I don't want to see it get to that level of physicality. But what's crazy is all of these rules that they changed, because I'm telling you, I don't have the book with me, but I promise you, if you continue to send me another day, I'm grateful and everything. The book is at work, and I've been my schedule has been so hectic. Even the other shows he's doing, I wasn't able to really get to my readings like I normally am. So I said, you know what? I got a different shift now. I said to give me, and I'm at a different facility, so it's a lot quieter, a little bit more peaceful, that type of deal or whatever. I said, man, I'm gonna be able to get my read in. So I start. So I've been had this book. I've been on page 19 for like 19 years. I'm just saying. So I was able to really get to this book, man, and really start reading. And I'm like, what? Now I grew up watching that, like I said, and I did not know half the stuff. That's why I'm telling. I can't say it enough, y'all. We got to start reading them, turning them pages, man. It's so much more detailed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I didn't know this, man, because there's something in there about the 3-point line, but I'm not going. That's just a little teaser, okay? Something about the 3-point line. Yeah, bro.
I don't like it. That 3-point line horrible.
Yeah, and the Knicks had a lot to do with that. So I don't want to see it get back to that level of physicality. But again, what's interesting, a lot of the rule changes that were geared towards offensive outbursts, had a lot to do with the Knicks. Not just that everybody else was, the Celtics had a little physicality, the Pistons and all that, but the Knicks,
Pistons
man,
they was playing football. They was
I know.
They was the Auburn Hills Lions. That's who they were.
Yeah, exactly. So it's crazy how they made all these changes to cater to offenses and more scoring, and now it's coming right back around because it done got so out of hand, like the physicality was. This whole offensive outburst and got so out of hand. Like, no, man, we got to give defense some type of credit, man.
Look at free throws. All they cater to the offense too much. Certain like games back in the day, you might see 20 free throws max, 22 somewhere around there.
Yeah, right.
Now you got games, it'd be 30 free throws, 35. It's like, why are we shooting so many free throws now? Like, what is this? Like I said, the NBA has become flop 3 free throw. That's it. Flop 3 free throw. Flop 3
Oh
free
my
throw.
gosh. And you know
it's
what?
Like they go down hoping that the refs will give me this easy too, because I don't have the skill to get to the basket anymore. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. I don't have the skill.
And let me ask you this too, right quick, while you're on kind of lightweight on the subject. Well, how do you feel about guys who are said to be offensively gifted as in terms of ball handling, using and calling for so many ball screens?
There's nothing wrong with that. It's hard work smarter, not harder. If you got skills with the rock, there ain't nothing wrong with a screen. And then you get that switch off, and now it's a mismatch. That's what you're looking for. That's what the screen is. That's you looking for the mismatch. So if I got handles, and I know as soon as you set this screen, I got your big floppy center power forward or whoever was guarding you on me, I'm about to break his ankles. Like I need the pick and roll.
Okay. Yeah, I was talking to my sons the other day. We was watching a couple of old school games and whatnot. And I didn't really look at it that way. I was kind of telling him, like I said, man, because I had him, I forget who he was watching. Then I had him go back and watch like Tim Hardaway and Rod Strickland and whatnot. And I said, man, I'm with you. I mean, it's not like they didn't do it back then, but the extent to which it's done now. Yeah, the extent to which it's done now. So like, man, if you are an adept ball handler, you shouldn't always be calling for help to get around. But I get it.
It's always about the easiest way to score. Like it might not be for me. I might set this pick and roll because I know once your defender comes off of me, it's a mismatch down low. So that's an easy oop. I feel like they use it more now because it's become a little bit more unstoppable than it used to. Because people are playing soft defense down low. So once we pick and roll, as long as you get to that right spot, it's either going to be a foul or an instant 2. That's easy points. Why not abuse it?
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Like I said,
every single time you down low, when I hit you with that pick and roll, if you go up strong, it's gonna be a foul or 2 every single time. So yeah, I'm gonna do it every single time. I could be the Kyrie Irving of ball handling. But if I see that mismatch down low, I'm dishing it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah, I hadn't thought of it like that before. I'm glad to see. Because we go back and forth. How many times have we discussed this on all the previous past programs? We go back and forth constantly about, and I wish I had that. I wish I could had that photo of not this year's Nuggets. We'll get to them in a little bit, but a couple of years ago, where I think Jamal Murray was on a fast break, and 3 Nuggets players got on the run out with him. And they had a wide
3-point
and they stopped at the 3-point line.
Yeah, I remember that. We talked about that. It was 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was a 3-on-1 situation, and everybody stopped at the free throw.
At the 3-point line.
3-on-1.
Bro, I'm so tired of seeing, like you said, it's now that you got to go back to playing basketball. That's basketball.
Yeah.
Everybody playing for that chick digging loving the 3-ball moment. No, bro.
You know what it is? I blame Steph Curry for that. Because until he
Nah,
made
don't
that
nah.
three, I do. Until he made it popular to just be throwing up threes from anywhere. I mean, yeah, they were shooting threes, but not like they are today. Look at all those people that came in after Steph Curry started Steph Curry. Now everybody want to shoot a three and turn around before it even hit the rim. Everybody want to pull up from half court. Everybody want to. It's nothing but threes now. It's nothing but three. Even center shooting threes.
Yeah, well, I mean, Joker hit him at a nice little clip, though. You know what I'm saying?
He got that high. He got a St. Louis arc on his three.
Yeah, no, you ain't lying. You got a St. Louis arc. Shout out to my man D Gully. D Gully joining us on the P-Gogram right here. Gully, I will catch you up to speed. I'll reread what Jeff Van Gundy said. That's the first portion of the P-Program today, what he said, and I'll reread what Jeff Van Gundy said. But before I do, I want to finish what I was saying with Doc. I hear what you're saying about Steph, but them other guys got to realize you're not Steph. I don't blame Steph for being him. I blame them for trying to be him. Listen, I get it. It was once upon a time, it was a commercial. I want to be like Mike. That was okay for little kids, man.
Yeah.
You can't listen. Okay.
But I'll say this. If
Steph
Mike was shooting threes like Steph, do you think this would have changed a long time ago?
Yeah, well.
If Jordan was shooting threes like Steph, I think the game would have changed a long time ago. It goes down to, I don't know who's doing it the most, who making it look the best. If Jordan was hitting threes the way Steph was, they'd have been shooting threes like this back in the 90s. But since Steph was the player to make it popular, like, hey, this is a great way of scoring. I'm good from wherever I shoot it from. Other players want to replicate that, because if I can get 3 every possession instead of 2, I'm up on you, because everybody not shooting like me. So if I go down and I get a 3, you score 2. Guess what? I'm still 1 up on you. I go down and I get 3. Now I'm 4 up on you. You score your little 2. I'm still 2 up on you. You know, it's just.
Yeah. I get the concept or the idea that they say 3s beat 2s. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to make them. Okay.
That's
you
true.
Can't go 1 for 99, and then I'm going, 10 for 12 from 2. Okay. I'm gonna beat you. You get what I'm trying to say?
They need to bring back the mid-range.
Yeah. Oh, that's coming back. No question.
They
DeMar
need
DeRozan.
to.
But what I'm saying though, at the end of the day, you can't be. You got to know as a player that you're not him. All right, you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be Charles Oakley built and be out there shooting threes, man. You weigh 109. I mean, you weigh 295 pounds, bro. Go sit down, play your game. So I don't blame Steph for that. I blame other folks. I get it that wanting to be him, but you got to realize that you're not him. Okay, figure out what works best for you, Zion. That type of deal. We're not gonna go into the Zion thing. I was just throwing that out there, just to
Zion, the buns and the buns.
Oh, the buns and the oh my gosh, yeah. I don't understand this draft class. My man Gully is having okay. Oh, okay, got you. He sent me a message in the private chat. Y'all gotta excuse me. For a minute there, he was having some technical difficulties.
Yeah,
this is what we do here on the game. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm glad to see Gully. I'll reread to you what he said with Jeff Van Gundy, and I'll let you weigh in. But I'm glad to see the NBA going back to it needs to be balanced. That's the whole point I'm trying to make here. It had become unbalanced offensively.
Too much offense.
It was just tilted to the offense without a degree of difficulty that we had in the 90s and the early 2000s and in the mid 80s. Defenses, I asked this question and I still can't get an answer. Give me a defense now in this era now that says to offense, you got to prove to me that you can beat that you got to show me you can score. These guys letting guys go by low buys, layups, like you said, the ill-advised 3 from wherever. Man, come on, man. That's not entertaining either. If the Malices and the Palace not entertaining, this 1 for 99 from 3 or 2 marquee teams going 4 and 5 minute stretches without scoring, that ain't I don't want to see that either. I really don't want to see that.
But if they're not scoring because they actually taking it to the rack and they just getting stopped, I'm cool with that 4 or 5 minutes. It's got to be
exactly okay. That's
4 or 5
thank
minutes.
you for adding
specificity
right
offensive.
there. Yes.
Just jack up. I miss. It can't be that.
Yeah. I know I'm with you. I thank you for adding that. Yeah, if it's 4 or 5 minute stretches, because the defense is locked in and you got to use some strategic moves to try to score, then okay, I ain't mad at that. But if it's 4 or 5 stretches, because I mean, seriously, man, how many times you turned on the game, bro? And I mean, the first offensive possession, no matter who get the tip, boink. Then they run down and the other team, bonk.
Game 1 of Miami and Denver. Miami did not score for like 4 or 5 minutes straight, I believe. They was just shooting threes and missing their mid-range shots. While Denver went on a 20-2 run. Or 20-4 run. I'm sorry. They went on 20, but they weren't shooting threes. They was driving, pick and roll.
On the inside. Exactly.
They was playing fundamental basketball.
And that's the part I like seeing the most. Because that's what these rule changes, subtly, that's what they're doing. They're returning us to fundamental basketball. It's time to get away from this basketball. Because as I get it, again, chicks dig the long ball type of deal, but come on, bro. Yeah, that ain't going to sustain you. Gully, are you with us? Can you hear us now? And this guy right here. This is what I mean, right?
He said he can hear us. He hears.
Okay, yeah. Oh, you can see it on your end, Doc?
Yeah.
Let me see it. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so let me reread again what he said, Jeff Van Gundy. He said, eliminate the free throws into the last 4 minutes. If you get fouled on a shooting foul, you just get the points. He said, you don't get to go to the line. And you don't get to go to the line for technical fouls either, or technical free throws, excuse me. They're just points. Then, he says, I would eliminate halftime. He said, I think halftime is the biggest waste of time, or I'd reduce it to 5 minutes so you could go to the bathroom and come back out. What do you make of that, Gully?
His mic ain't on.
I know. Your mic ain't on, man. You say keep halftime. Yeah, hello. Thank you. I mean, hello.
Hey, how we doing? Doc,
yeah.
What's going on? Barbershop.
Gully, my boy.
Yeah, you picked this time, man.
Yeah, I'm on location here. We got to get some batting practice in for the MLB prospect in 2028. So
okay, shout out for that.
yeah,
but if you're talking about yourself, oh my gosh.
Listen, you never know, right? You're talking about the degradation of the quality of the league. All I need to do is have a niche skill and then do my calisthenics. I'll be right back in there.
Okay, you make it, I'm coming to at least one game.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, for the Guardians right there, I'll be the designated bat boy.
Yeah, that's exactly what you'll be, because I'm not a dream killer and all, but just trust you see that on MLB The Show.
Oh, you're 5 years too late.
Yeah, 75 years too late. You darn skippy.
You never know. But as far as some of the his suggestions, they're pretty neat. I like the halftime being halftime. I mean that mid game analysis is pretty cool. Like it's a nice break in the action. Allow people to be able to comment. I mean, everybody wants to have their own opinion, so you won't have time to do that with 5 minutes. You know what I mean? I like to hear what the pros might say or their opinions on the shoot. It give you more time for a guy like Jeff Van Gundy to be able to state his opinions. Why would he want to shorten his ability to articulate his points? Right? I would say maybe
he's talking a lot, but he ain't really saying nothing. I'm just saying.
Van Gundy? Nah, man, I like listening to him, especially during the telecast. But all right,
the only one.
If you
the only one on the telecast, so
you mean tell me halftime? You mean tell me? Come on, man. You mean tell me Fab Five's greatest? You don't like hearing what Jalen Rose might have to say? Maybe not Paul Pierce, but on a halftime on the show, hearing what Jalen Rose. Yeah, so from 30 to 20 minutes is one thing. Right, I would do that. Now, as far as instantly awarding the points, that would be great because, somebody's free throw percentage all time would probably increase on account of he don't have to take none.
Let me tell you where that could create a problem. It could be in-game situations where, we just are going to give them the 2, and that could make or break the game. You could miss them 2 free throws, and now we got overtime. But instead, we're just going to give you the points, and now we lose. I don't think that's fair.
Nah, but that's what you're saying. And only now when you talk about the last few moments of the game. So when you're talking about like last 4 minutes, I think.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said eliminate free throws until the last 4 minutes of the
Oh,
game.
okay. Well, never mind. I would
Yeah.
everything. But still, I don't like rewarding points because, like I said, you miss free throws all the time. You got people like Andre Iguodala who struggle from the from the free throw line. Like, you can't just automatically give people the points. Like you gotta earn them. Just because you got fouled don't mean you get a handout. You gotta earn them points.
For sure. I don't disagree with that. But I would tell you, whatever it takes for the game to remember how I said barbershop, it's about real estate, right? Whatever it takes for the game to celebrate or to incorporate more real estate, more use of real estate on the court. Like when we talk about that shot chart, right, from the 2000-2001 NBA season to the 2020 to 21 NBA season, how basically the only
how would this do that though?
It went from mid range to 3 points. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Right, but how would this do that? You think you said whatever course the game needs to take in order to go back to using up more real estate. But where does this fit in at?
How could it help?
Yeah.
Well, because you know what I'm saying, if I know I can take the shot, if I know I can do, a pick pass and I can shoot it from anywhere and potentially get the points. I'm not just going to worry about the free throw line or the 3-point line. I could just hoist up the shot. Now, it may lead to for a time, it may lead to artificially bad shots. But
they do that now.
It's going to bring flopping back. That's going to bring. If they just giving you points for free throws, that's going to bring flopping back. It's going to be people out there falling over because you blew their breath on them. Like,
what if they added another ref?
They still not going to see. Refs ain't perfect. They still miss calls.
I see what you're saying. I just think
they miss calls on purpose because a lot of players. This is a problem. I hope somehow, somewhere they need to do away with this too. The players now are spending too much time in the backcourt after a foul they didn't get called, while everybody else then went down on the other end is in playing basketball or basketball or whatever you want to call it. Too much complaining. Like, man, you ain't see that? You ain't see him grab me? Man, come on, bro. He's not going to change it. He's not going to change the call, man. Get on back down there, man.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Back.
But no, we got to understand why that is, right? And the rules.
Why they do that?
Why? Yes, because the rules make the game softer. So if the rules make the game softer, yes, I'm on product. Yeah. So I get a whole lot more complaining because there's so much less that the defender can do in order to defend the play. Anything other than a pure shot could be argued as a foul. So yeah, those guys are gonna call it because the rules say, hey, this would be a foul. So you need to see this, ref. His pinky tapped the pad of my finger when I shot the ball. That's a foul. You need to see that.
That's why I don't like basketball now. Like, quit complaining about his pinky touching your palm after the ball left your hand. It don't affect your shot. The ball already left your hand.
Right, exactly.
Well, that's why
Adam no call. That's a good for me. That's a good no call. The ball left his hand unless you in the area where he's coming down and where he could potentially step on your feet and mess up ankles. I'm not calling that.
Yeah, like what they did to Kawhi 1 year.
Yeah,
he's still been bothered by that. To tell you the truth. But that's why Adam Silver in the NBA, they making the change about penalizing players for flopping. That's why they making this. All these changes being made. Like we just mentioned, the one couple clicks ago, they made previous about kicking your leg out. You know what I'm saying? To create that, get that. Okay, that's one ode to the defense. Now this flopping, they penalizing. That's another ode to the defense. They making it work. They cleaning the game up, man.
I wish they bring back hand checking. They need to bring back hand checking. That was some of the best defensive days I've ever seen. The hand checking days, then when you could like tug at the jersey when they ran by you. Like I miss basketball like that. Like
yeah, but let me say something about hand checking, man. Let me say something about hand checking. I don't understand, like not here, but I hear other sports debates, and that's a huge topic. Hand checking. When you hand check, yeah, but I didn't, to be honest with you, I knew that that's what they was doing. But what I saw from the defenders that I grew up watching and I loved, I saw more foot movement. Your feet are what put you in place to stop an offensive player, or to dictate to an offensive player which direction you want. You sent him where you wanted him to go. The hand checking thing, I think that's overblown. I really do. If you look at some of the leagues throughout the histories of the games, whatever you started watching until now, whatever the case may be, guys like Kobe and Tony Allen and things like that, and Mike and Scotty, even them guys, man, they used it was their feet. Your feet put you in position to defend an offensive player. That hand checking thing, man. I'm like, just because me putting my hand out there and the contact I made with your left or right hip, whichever way you're trying to go with my hand, that really didn't impede. That didn't really stop dudes. That didn't stop dudes like Rod Strickland and Kenny Anderson and Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. That didn't really. And Mark Price and John Stockton.
Some of them it did. But some of them it did. Not everybody's a John Stockton or a Kobe or Hamoud or whatever his name is, because he had a jumper
but
and he had to
stop Mark Jackson. It didn't stop Mark Jackson.
Yeah, I just wish they'd bring it back, man. I just wish they'd bring it back. Defense wasn't soft back then. I just wish
no,
they'd
it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
The tough era of basketball. Like I said, like a little jersey tug when you run by, or like I said, the hand check. You put my hand on your hip. That's fine. You're gonna try to back me down anyway, so ain't no problem with me putting my hand on your hip. You're gonna try to back me down.
Right. Here's the thing too. At this point, with the way offensive and ball handling has vastly improved, you can bring back hand checking without much of a sacrifice of what the ball handlers and whatnot can do. You know what I'm saying? Because offense is so much more dynamic. I mean, think about it. Like how severe would hand checking hurt a ball handler like Kyrie Irving? You get what I mean? Like.
They used to tell people like that not to reach. Don't reach. That's all hand checking is reaching.
Yeah, you reach.
I teach.
Gosh, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Look who decided to join us. Oh my God.
Hey, wait a minute. I knew Doc was coming. So
Double J.
You didn't tell me.
Double J.
Yeah.
Listen, Double J, I'm gonna tell you right now. Manchester City would lose 4-0 to the 1995-96 Chicago Bulls. They're not the best team ever. I'm gonna just tell you that right now.
Oh, unbelievable. Y'all, hold on. Y'all having sidebar conversations? Yeah, that's what I'm doing with you, Double J. Oh my gosh. You know what? Before we even get into this, we're gonna take a 30-second commercial break. We need everybody to gather and collect themselves. Don't y'all touch it. I said put it down. 30 seconds. We out. Bingo.
It's Kay Cunningham, and you watching the Shop Report.
Hey, I'm Billy Butler, and thank you for watching the Shop Report. Hey guys, I'm Les Norman, former Kansas City Royal, and you're watching the Shop Report.
I'm Matt Ramos, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Hi, I'm Mars Man. We're at Commercial Stadium, and you're watching the Shop Report. Oh, you're Jay Knob, you're watching the Shop Report. Max McKee, you're dropping in on the Shop Report. I'm Harvey Diallo, and you're watching the Shop Report.
All right, Double J, since you're here, I will reread what he said, and that's Jeff Van Gundy. Give me a second here. Let me see.
Where's Stan?
Stan? Van Gundy? Oh, that was a joke. Sorry. Oh, boy, here we go. This guy already, with the shenanigans. Jeff Van Gundy says, eliminate free throws into the last 4 minutes. If you get fouled on a shooting foul, you just get the points. You don't go to the line, and you don't go to the line for technical free throws. They're just points. Then, he says, I would eliminate halftime. He said, I think halftime is the biggest waste of time, or I'd reduce it to 5 minutes so you could go to the bathroom and come back out.
Hold on a second. As a floor seat holder, I'm going to skip right over the basketball part.
Okay.
As a season ticket member, these of multiple sports,
okay,
they've done everything in their power to shorten these games. Like you're
are they mad at baseball?
It's like
is the NBA
your price per square foot right now has like it would be like only relatable to a Menards 11% off sale, where it's like I just can't compete with that.
Unbelievable.
And so the frustrating part in all of this is now the Pistons have already put, for those that participate, some opportunities on the floor itself. They're the only one that I've ever seen do that to date.
What are they doing exactly?
They have like grab and goes with like fruit and In some cases, some kind of like candies. Almost, I would relate it almost airport style. Like there's a little like cooler, and then of course there's beverages that you can have like as well. So
Oh,
if
no,
you
I
were to
bet you
take
like that, don't you?
well, I
The
did last
beverages.
year when my seats were right
You see
next
how
to
his
it.
eyes lit up? He's like, and then they have the beverages.
Now I gotta walk. I'm on the other side now.
Oh, well, poor you. Oh my gosh.
I know, right? Yeah, but the price, like we said, that price we were talking about. Yeah, I'll walk. And so, if you were to take that away, for context, we had local artists that are now on big stages that performed at halftime.
Oh, okay.
And if you take that away, right? Look, this isn't NBA 2K where it's like you get creeped out after midnight with the Jabberwockies like going like that at you.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing else but Shaq and Ernie, which is actually, if you give them the time of day, they're actually funny there too.
Oh, so they're stopping chopping with you, huh?
No, they won't talk with you, but if you listen to actually like it's literally the same kind of traditional banner that they would have.
Okay, off camera as they do on camera.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so
hold that thought.
If this dude wants to take this away,
hold that thought. When you say that about them off camera as well as on camera, what is that saying to you? That's another example of the dynamic that I spoke of. We should get my man Gully back here in a minute. He's having some technical difficulties. These things happen.
Service.
Right?
Yeah,
the dynamic.
Absolutely. Of course.
Oh, okay, got you.
How many awards, out of curiosity, how many awards have they won? Does anybody know?
Oh my gosh, it's probably just too many to list.
Because we know Ernie's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he is.
How many awards?
Let me say this though.
Those guys won.
Let me say this about Ernie. I thought it was a class act for him when he got, what award did he get? And he invited Stuart Scott's daughters up on stage, and he said this would be more. What did he say about something about this would be more apropos or something on your mantle for bruh. I was done.
Not a dry eye in the room.
I was crocodile. Yeah, I crocodile. I crocodile for about 30 days, man. You know what I'm saying? I was at work. They was like, "Oh, you crying all over the mail." Oh man, somebody go get some paper towels. Oh man, I was done. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. There's some like right now, the way things are going with Skip and Shannon off camera. Do you think that banner is the same?
No,
absolutely not. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all about the dynamic. But go ahead, finish your thought, man. It's important. In other words, you just can't put folks together and think you're going to produce a viable product.
Here's the thing. If you were to take the first portion of what Jeff Van Gundy was suggesting, the speed of the game has already completely changed.
Well, how so? What do you mean?
If you're not taking the time, someone out there analytically has how much time is spent during fouls. Like, so something Megan and I do every weekend is with the races, we look at how many cautions there were and essentially how many laps per caution to kind of guess where that's going to be at stage 2.
Okay.
The same context of there's per foul takes 45 seconds. And then per foul shot adds an additional 30 seconds, right? Because you got.
But I'm gonna tell you
Rip
what I think
Hamilton's.
It's going to that monitor.
So wait a minute. So
for 45
we're coming
minutes.
off of the Tim Donaghy stuff still. Scott Foster is still there. As much as I'm here, he is unfortunately still there.
Yeah, but what about the other ref who got caught gambling?
Well, yeah, he was. Well, that's kind of my point.
Messing up them parlays, man.
Hey, anybody who's ever wagered, I've wagered a dime in left top. Like and so you see things. You need them to be able to fix stuff. I mean, there was a year that
But you don't have to spend that much time in front of the television, man.
No,
I mean, some calls are obvious, and they go and review it.
If you remember with VAR in soccer, the main referee, it's play on while they're reviewing it.
So then let's say if the call. Oh wow,
you can't do that with basketball though, because if it's
if they go for a goal scoring opportunity the other way, if it leads to a goal scoring opportunity, it's just null and void. It is what it
you know
is.
what, Doc? Don't you know what? Let me say this right quick.
Do that with basketball.
Wait a minute. Maybe you could, because how many times have we seen a player take a shot that looked like a 3, and then while the play's still ongoing, they be like, nope, they changed it from a 3 to a 2.
I mean, I've seen it. That's different though.
But essentially, you could still say, okay, the play goes on, but you could maybe momentarily stop the play again and say, no, that basket don't count. We reviewed the previous play, and he did foul him.
But see, that's a
now,
back and forth, and this is basketball, not soccer or football. Like, come on now, let's let basketball stay basketball.
They're trying to speed it up.
I know, but that ain't it. That is not a good way to speed it up.
But, okay, so think of it this way: he shoots, and it misses. Okay, remember, according to Van Gundy, your foul shots are automatic. You're not going to go and have to redo it. So they already count.
No, he said you just get the points.
That's my point. So, hey, I thought I got fouled there. Well, we're running back and forth still. Hey, remember that one that you challenged? Yeah, you were fouled. There was contact on the elbow. We just added the points, and we're still going.
Oh, I don't know, Doc.
You see that? Hey, that's totally different.
I don't know, man.
Remember, we're not saying, okay, like soccer, come back, everybody. You got to take a penalty shot now.
But that's basically what a foul is.
Still
what you gonna do? You need free throw? So if it's a foul and that you're reviewing, you gonna let them keep going, and then if it is a foul, you're gonna be like, all right, stop the play, come shoot your free throws.
No, remember Van Gundy's suggestion was that the free throws were already automatic points.
But see, I still don't like the automatic points because that could make or break a game, especially when
remember he said eliminate it to the last 4 minutes.
Okay, but even before the last 4 minutes, you might not have made them 2 free throws. So I'm not going to reward you with points that you might not have made. You got to earn them. I'll stick by that. I don't care. You got to earn them points.
Yeah,
that's what they used to say. That's what they used to say when you foul somebody. They say, "Good foul. You got to earn them points. You got to earn them. You got to earn them."
Yeah, because that'll take, like Gully was to Gully's point earlier. That'll take somebody, he who must not be named. That'll take his free throw percentage from 19 to 99%. I'm just saying.
Hey, would they be hacking people in the last 4 minutes? Would it have?
Of course not.
What's
you
the
better
adverse reaction to this?
No, it's forcing teams to have to really play. To me, all of this stuff that they're doing now, the penalizing for flopping, the rule change they made a couple of minutes ago about you can't kick it. This is all going an ode to the defense. They're starting to give the defense its teeth back. Because for a minute their defense was wearing dentures. I'm just saying, okay, it wasn't no bite, no bark, no none of that. You know what I'm trying to say? Now they giving the defense the teeth back, man. You know what I mean? Come on now, just like the NFL, man. We were saying, Dad, what can a cornerback do in the league now? What can they do? They got to play with their hands.
Can't do nothing.
They got to play with their hands tied behind their back. Come on, man. These rules. Listen, that's why I wish TJ was here. Because, he always chiding me, trying to get on me about
some of them rules, though, in football, I do like that they change it because it makes it safer for the players. So some of that stuff that
you can't
have to be changed.
Bruh, okay, you can put as many airbags in the car as you want to, man. You can't never make a collision safe. Okay?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
but
just
some
saying,
of the stuff they're doing to try to prevent those collisions from happening is
okay, you can't. There's a collision in football on every play, bro. It's a collision. Ask any offensive lineman. I tell you what. Show me an offensive lineman whose fingers don't look like alphabet soup. I'm just trying to say, man, it's a reconfiguration of the joke.
Barbershop Jay said you look at their hands, it looks like they're throwing up your local.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, man, you stop coming up in here. What you doing? No, bro, man. No. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought it was about to be a situation. Okay. I'm just saying. You like, no, bro, that's just how my fingers look. Yeah, hey, listen, man. At the end of the day, Whatever rule changes, I'm all for. I don't like to get into. I don't like getting into the particulars. Dang, Double J, you been on Lucia already this morning?
Yeah,
Man,
I told you
here?
before he even got on, he had that Lucia ready. He been stressed going through these soccer tryouts. I know why he over there off that Lucia.
Yeah,
like,
I don't even
it's
know.
time to wind down.
I could have a whole segment of a rant on this.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Whatever.
We had fun on that sideline though. That was pretty fun. It was pretty fun being at tryouts. I wish I could have been one of those.
Ask Double J something though, real quick.
Like, man, that was cool.
Go ahead, Gully.
Cool.
In regards to timing, you said that you and Mrs. Alva, you guys watch the races and y'all calculate like the stoppage times or whatnot.
So predictively, it'll say how many laps under caution will be in stage 2.
So let me ask you a question, Double J. Does Mrs. Alva's engagement ring have a calculator on it?
No. I trademarked. I was going to trademark the other one. I was going to trademark at Google. I was called the human algorithm.
Oh, okay. I can tell, bro.
Wow, okay, yeah. No wonder. Oh, okay.
He was like,
no if I say these words,
so he the one messing with the matrix, basically.
Yeah, no wonder it's always with the analytics.
Guy, man. Yeah, this guy in the analytics, man. I'm gonna need to talk to you sidebar after we get out of here, Double J, man. You are the calculator, bro.
Can you calculate my next net pay on my paycheck? Because I'm trying to tell you right now, this situation is getting serious
too low.
Right here. I'm just trying to tell you. Yeah. Oh, we got a comment rolling in. Yeah. Say no need to calculate $2.19, huh? We got a comment rolling in here. Yeah, Mrs. Alva, shout out to Mrs. Alva. She weighed in. Yeah, she said, yeah, you know what I mean? The human algorithm. That's what we got on this speed program, people. The human algorithm. Oh boy, shout out to Miss Alva weighing in again. Yeah, right. I appreciate that. At the end of the day, man, I'm just glad to see defense coming back. Okay, now offenses are going to have to really work to score. None of this rolling the ball up the floor and then picking it up. I mean, when I first saw it, I was like,
do that. They still
I just was saying, I said, man, there's no way. I said, I wish you would. How you gonna roll the ball and look at it as it's rolling, and I'm the defender, and I'm looking at it with you as it's rolling, and then you pick it up right at the 3-point line.
Exactly. I know exactly what you're doing, trying to waste all this, trying to save all the time. Come on, man. No, I'm running for that ball.
No.
Full court defense.
All I want to see is offenses now off the inbound, defenders, and then you got, it's not even everybody like, man, you can't do a press all game. I said, man, who's talking about doing a press? But I know you don't have to do a press. All I'm saying to you is, if I'm the first defender for my team that's in the backcourt off the inbound, then I'm just coming to greet you early. I'm the concierge. That's no before half court. I'm picking you up in the backcourt. I'm gonna make it difficult for you to even get the ball in bounds. Not for 30 seconds, but maybe for a second or two. You're gonna have to, okay. And then I'm gonna walk back with you on. In other words, I'm gonna be right there when before the tip off. Or after the tip off, take your pick. And you get the ball. I'm like, let you know, man, I got mad respect for you, but bro, we're gonna be here all day. This ain't gonna be no gap. I'm not on this side of the floor.
Wait a minute. Hey, hang on.
It's like talking to a brick wall.
Hold on, one at a time. We can't all have a bag of Skittles.
I slightly disagree with that.
Disagree with what?
Listen, situationally. All right. Since the clock doesn't start until, let's say, until somebody put their hand on the ball, right? And if I'm in defense, let's say I'm trying to preserve a lead. So I'm trying to preserve a lead. Situational. Let's say I'm trying to preserve a lead. And
that's the only situation you do that.
Yeah, the offense doesn't want to touch the ball too soon to start the clock, right? If the rest of the offense is like kind of like setting up, I like for it to buy me some time defensively for them to kind of set themselves up so that way I can see where they're likely to go.
Who's Who's buying time?
The offense is buying time because the clock doesn't start until somebody put their hands on the ball. Ideally,
hey, look, man.
If
But see, if I'm
offense-
defense, I ain't even finna let your offense get set up. I'm pressing.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Wait. No. Because if you're talking, because usually this happens. This shouldn't be happening midway through the third quarter. This happens when the game is on the line. You know what I'm saying? You trying to draw up a play. You trying to get a set. You trying to get a scheme going.
Well, ask me this question.
So if I don't know what that scheme is, ideally the offense, like Dame Lillard, because he's most famous. I don't know. He's the first person that came to mind when I see this. Typically, if he rolling the ball, walking the ball up the floor, the rest of the offense is back behind half court. They're trying to get set up. Okay.
Well, do that against Tony Allen. Do that against Tony Allen. In the 90s and early 2000s, man, them guys, you didn't do that. You wasn't rolling the ball up the floor, man. Just play basketball,
but a lot of stuff wasn't done. A lot of stuff wasn't done. Go ahead.
To your point, D. Gully, when you said the offensive scheme, you want to see what the offensive scheme is. I'm not worried about the offensive scheme. If they can't get into their place, they don't even know their offensive scheme because everything is scrambled now. We all over the place. I'm not going to wait.
No, it's not scrambled.
So I can figure out your offense.
It looks scrambled. It's much more. To the credit, because it's a relaxed. I guess kind of like due to the relaxed handshaking rules or the non-existent handshaking rules, offenses do a lot of backdoor screens and cuts. So if they back beyond half court and they lined up in a straight line. Okay, they setting something up. As a defense, I want to buy myself time to see where they're likely to line up before that clock starts for myself. Because if they start too early, if I jump the gun, they can set up, they can move anywhere, and then I'm out of place. Go ahead, let you get set up. Let me get the clamps in. Let me figure out where it's going. Think about it, man. Think about how Kobe Bryant read the defense. How Kobe Bryant took advantage of that.
That's only a problem.
Regardless of the situation, the ball got to be inbounded. Whether it's on the half court or full court, the ball got to be inbounded. I'm going to make it where you trying to inbound that ball, you're going to get an 8-second, 5-second call. Are you not getting it in?
That's
a guarantee that you make the steal or make the disruption. If you get blown past picking that ball up early, if you get blown past trying to go early, now it's a 4-on-5 and you already behind. So that means that's a clear path if you catch up. Then that means the rest of the offense got to catch up. That means the rest of your defense got to catch up to you. And the rest of the defense got to
get put behind.
What do you mean? He's gonna be behind it.
How far behind are they gonna be? Is he gonna get his ankles broken? He waiting to get up off the ground while you running down the court? Like they slow.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is,
if
you jump the gun and if you jump the gun and get beat, then that means it's a 4-on-5 already. The defense is 4-on-5.
No, listen. I didn't say go for a steal. I said
take the ball, defender.
I'm not about to be a defense on the other side of the court. I'm not about to be that defense and let you and your offensive player inbound the ball and then come up the first half of the 94 feet and then come greet me at my end of the defense.
All right, cool. So you do that, right? You do that, right?
When you come to inbound the ball, I'm going to be there to greet you. I ain't saying I'm trying to steal.
Okay.
I'm not going to overplay. I'm just going to be there.
I'm going to force you to pick it up. You can't roll
the ball. That's why Jimmy Butler not in Philadelphia no more.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with that, man.
Yeah, it is because Joel Embiid was overused, so he ain't going to get back as quick. So you go ahead and jump the gun being Jimmy Butler on defense, and Joel Embiid ain't even made it past half court to set up.
Listen, you're not jumping the gun. You're not jumping the gun if you mark it smart. If I come and pick you up early, that's not jumping the gun. Jumping the gun is what Joe Hayden used to do in football. Going for an interception and then missing. And then now the receiver got 155 yards behind in the score. I'm saying I'm coming to greet you. I didn't say I'm coming to try to steal the ball from you. You're not going to beat me if I come and greet you. Meaning, before the ball is inbounded, whoever the inbounder is trying to inball the ball to, there's a defender right there in his hip pocket, making it difficult for him, the inbounder, to have to inbound the ball to that player. you're going to, and you're going to get 5 seconds. You're going to get close to that 5-second call, trying to find somebody to inbound the ball to, because I'm not on the other end of the floor. I'm right here at your front door.
And not to mention, it's not a 4-on-5 because you've got the dude that's standing out of bounds has got to inbound the ball too.
That's got to inbound the ball.
Superman down the floor. You always got a leg up when you defense and that happens. You got 2 people on this side. I send 1 defender. Now it's 4-on-3 at this end in my favor.
Thank you.
So if one guy gets blown by,
that rolling the ball up the floor because defenses have become soft. They already on the other end to allow you that whatever. What's the 94 divided by 2 is what?
And you just said it, Doc. Right. The inbounder is not going to be guarded either, unless you're doing a full court press. So as soon as you jump the gun and you get greeted, there's the screen, there's the immediate screen, and then it's still a 4-on-5.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying to you.
Here's what I'm saying to you. On the other side of the court.
Thank you. Listen, once the inbounder finally gets the ball in, if he gets the ball in, he's not going to just run free. Nobody's going to just let him run free either.
No.
Somebody's going to be there to pick him up now that he's inbounded the ball. Somebody's guarding him. It's 5-on-5, right?
And even if he do, it's still a
48 minutes of it. Hey, wait, that's 48 minutes. What I'm saying to you, Barbershop, is you would be pressing 48 minutes. And I'm not saying that's not a bad thing to do.
Picking a guy up early is not necessarily a press.
It's going to have to be. I'm telling you, in this era, it's going to have to be. Because as soon as you do that.
No, it's not. How many times have we watched Marcus Smart from the Boston Celtics go meet his guy early? The Celtics don't press.
So he go meet this guy early.
Alvarez from
because but listen, he's not doing it every possession either.
He always, but he's always
down there. What I'm saying is, have a guy in the back court to defend, to get on that offensive player. How many times do you see teams offensively inbound the ball and there's no defender at all in the picture frame? That's how they can roll the ball up the floor. Alvarado at least comes to address you. I don't have to undress you, but I'm coming to address you.
He don't always try to steal. He just make his presence felt
as much time. In other words, my point is, you don't have to. This ain't Nolan Ryan's 40 minutes of hockey sticks. I'm a Razorback fan, bro. I remember that 40 minutes of pressing. That was a press for 40 minutes. You don't have to press to address. Come on, bro. Hey, listen, you
just need that presence down there so they feel, I can't roll this. I actually got to.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
I point something out here that needs to be taken into consideration, just because of the sheer volume of professional games that I've been to of late. Okay, so first, the words in the paraphrasing a quote from PK Subban, which is,
who is PK Subban?
Former NHL hockey player for Montreal.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Subban.
Anyway.
Tomato.
You say tomato, I say apples. Go ahead.
He said, it doesn't matter what you play. We all play defense in hockey. And relating it now back to what you guys are talking about, the one portion of this that hasn't been addressed, that needs to be, is part of the why that I've noticed teams not doing what both of you guys are suggesting, which is time on the clock. They want, and by they, I can only come to a...
You're talking about the league.
I'm saying the coaching staffs. That's the only way I've only came to terms with that it's them. That in these particular possessions, they want as much time on the clock as possible after the defensive stop. So what they choose to do is allow exactly what you guys have all said, which is go ahead and let Dame roll it up the floor. We're going to watch the other 4 just do 4 out, and then we
also just let him score, kind of thing, like Nick Chubb and the Browns. Chubb should have scored anyway.
No, not to let him score type of thing. Go ahead. I know exactly what you said, Double J. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, finish it, please.
No, it's because as soon as the ball picks up, Soon as the ball gets picked up, soon as the ball gets addressed, there are 24 seconds. All right, at minimum. Let's say we talking about all right. So you got the 24-second shot clock, okay? But beyond that, there's still the game clock after that, right? The defense is playing against that game clock, not against the shot clock. The offense got to worry about the shot clock. The defense got to worry about the game clock. And if I'm clutch and if I need every possession I can get because I'm behind, I need as much of the game clock left as possible. So I don't need 24 seconds of game time wasted on a good defensive possession, giving me only 8 seconds left for me to do my thing. Go ahead, take your time. Let me get the best defensive position I have. Stop you there. Then I still have 24 plus seconds offensively for me to go ahead and try to make a play.
Guess what? If you don't want to be in then don't put yourself in a predicament. I'm playing ball. I'm picking yourself early.
You need to tell Michael Jordan that because if that's the case, then Michael Jordan, if you need to tell MJ that because if that's the case, then MJ don't have no reason to pass to John Paxson or to Steve Kerr. All right, no, I don't want to hear that, man.
Oh, man,
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Don't put yourself in a predicament. Nah, bro.
Yeah, if you don't want to be in like I just said, if you don't want to be in don't put yourself in a predicament. Because I'm trying to tell you something right now. This whole rolling the ball to the floor, that's something new. Okay, that's why they're changing the rules because history is repeating itself. TJ, that's what it's doing. That's right. Yeah, with all this penalizing for flopping, with all this what they did last year about you can't kick your feet out. What is happening is, and all these rule changes, and this what Van Gundy is suggesting, lightweight all falls into play, is going back to giving an ode to the defense. We can ready to go back to playing basketball. Y'all talking basketball right now. Oh, what's happening is if you put lipstick on the pig, then her name is Marietta, and then if you don't take the lipstick on, her name is Mark. I don't want to hear that. Okay, they ain't need to do that in 95. Okay, yeah, the 1997 and the 1994, what I think Game 7 series. Matter of fact, go look at the Knicks and the Pacers. That's what see, Doc. Then I tell you what's gonna happen. Yeah, what's gonna happen. Now I'll tell you. We got like to climb up a tree. These two guys. Right here, these two, buddies. Oh man, please stop.
It was an observation, and I see it so many different times.
Oh please, Paige and Mrs. Alva.
Listen, and then he brought up Marcus Smart. Listen, you bring up Marcus Smart in that scenario is pretty interesting because I've seen Boston do it.
Okay,
and he's defensive player of the year. I've seen Boston do it.
Okay, all right. Let me bring up Tony Allen then. Let me bring up the 1990s.
Let me repeat. I've seen Boston do it.
Man, they didn't do that back. Okay, what I'm saying to you is, tell me the first time you seen an offensive player be allowed to roll the ball up 72 feet.
Not until later on.
Thank you. That's all I'm talking about. Then forget who I'm naming. Tell me when you first saw that. You didn't see that when Bird and the Celtics was playing Doc and Sixers. You ain't see that.
Yeah, because you know what? You know what you also didn't see? You know what you also didn't see? You know what you also didn't see? You also didn't see teams deciding not to crash boards off of offensive plays until Tim Duncan and the Spurs started doing it. And Popovich was the architect of that.
Yeah, because they were slow.
All right, then. So you saw a change, right?
No, that's
okay. Listen,
so why did they have to? Why did they have to? No. Why did they have to?
No. Don't.
Why did they have to? No. You're talking about a change in philosophy, which is what we talking about. Don't do to me. This thing is baseball. Nobody. There's no
listen. That's like people talking about the game has changed. That's ambiguous as hell. Has it? Did it change for the better?
It ain't no.
Did it change for the better? Don't tell me the game done changed. Did it change for the better?
What do you mean, bro? What are you talking about? I'm seeing the idea of being able to understand game clock versus shot clock. Everybody putting everything behind their effort. Listen, no, because it portrays the idea. Listen, I told you, first of all, you brought up Tony Allen and you brought up Marcus Smart. I'm telling you, you already know those guys are a meet and greet type of player. So is Kawhi Leonard. And I'm telling you, the teams that they played on have situationally done exactly what you decrying right now. They've let the offense walk the ball up the court to preserve game clock.
Okay, so hold on, Doc. Hold on. So let me ask you again. When is the first time that you saw that happen? Did you ever see that happen in the 80s, the 90s, or the early 2000s?
Yes, you never saw it before then because nobody ever thought about it before then. Not to say that they was dumb, but they also
defense was tougher back then. They wouldn't allow
defense was tougher back then. You didn't need to do that.
What do you mean you didn't need to do that?
Hang on a second. The analytics have
defense
proven.
And I'm up. If I'm on defense,
boy,
and I'm up,
here we go.
I'm about
here
to
we
wait
go.
to burn all the time off that clock. So if I'm on defense, I'm up, right? And you think you finna roll the ball? No, I'm meeting you down there because I need.
No, but what if I'm on defense and I'm down?
Hold on, let me finish though. I need to burn this clock. I need to burn this clock. I need to burn this clock off. I need to burn it off. We up. I'm not giving you no more time than you need to score the ball. So I'm not about to let you roll it. I'm not about to let you roll it.
I'm trying to understand this point.
Let me finish. If I'm down, I'm on defense. Okay, I might let you roll the ball because I need all the time I can to come back and score. But that's situational.
But Doc, let me.
That's exactly what I just described. Double J, is that not what I just described?
Let me fish back off your point. Doc. How many times have you seen a defense greet a team early in the backcourt, even if that defense was down, and get a steal in the backcourt and get a layup?
A lot back in the day.
That's back in the day.
That's when people was playing defense.
That's what you had to do
back in the day.
Man, stop. I ain't trying to hear that, man.
That was back when you had players actually playing both sides of the ball, man.
It was idiocy. It was idiocy for Wayne Gretzky to go behind the net when he had the ball, when he had the puck, as an Edmonton Oiler.
But it was idiocy. But it wasn't idiocy when Reggie Miller
scored. Yes, it was because nobody had ever done that shit. Nobody had ever done that shit in this before. But listen. So it was idiocy before. It was idiocy for a player to go behind the net with the puck before Wayne Gretzky did it. And then when Wayne Gretzky explained, well, listen, if I can see what the goalie see, then I know how to make a difference. Now, what do you see behind that? Now everybody since then been doing it. It was idiocy to shoot the ball from 33 feet when you Steph Curry. It was idiocy to do that. When we realized, okay, the further away I can go, and the more.
Listen. If what I'm saying is so idiotic, explain what Reggie Miller did against the Knicks. I
didn't say what you said was idiotic. I'm telling you.
Don't forget about Houston Rockets T-Mac when he scored them 10 points.
Yeah, the 13 and 9. Remember, I'm a Spurs fan. I remember seeing that. Yes,
he was pressing. He was pressing.
He was pressing. Right, because you know what?
That's what I'm trying to say. You play defense in the backcourt to get an easy score. Ask Reggie Miller how he scored 9 points to beat the Knicks.
The T-Mac Rockets versus the Spurs, there was a difference there in what we're talking about. They were down well more than one possession. He scored 13 points, right?
No.
Did he score like 13 points in like 9 seconds or something like that?
You just said situation.
No, it's not moving the goalpost. It's not moving the goalpost because what we're talking about is no. It's not. They won by 2. How many points were they down?
I don't care.
How many points were they down when they did that? No, it doesn't matter. Because because the example that I provided to you, the example and the situation that you're talking about is.
You said in situational situations. You didn't say if a team is down by 9 or if a team is down by 3. No. You said in situations.
That's exactly a situation because you down. All right, listen. There's a reason why you didn't see it when the Rockets happened.
Shout out to my man D-Run. D-Run, we're gonna get to your comments here in a second.
There's a reason why you didn't see that versus T-Mac and them. But there's a reason why you didn't see that versus T-Mac and them. There's a reason why you didn't see it versus Reggie Miller and them. But there is a reason why you saw it when Marcus Smart and them did it.
Bruh.
And the reason is because you're talking about in the case of T-Mac and them.
All I'm asking you is, why in the world is picking up a player early in the backcourt a bad thing based on the situation?
I didn't say it was a bad thing. I'm telling you, no. Because see, it's not binary, bro. It's not a light switch. I didn't say defenses is stupid for doing that. I didn't say that. I'm just saying there is wisdom to doing that when you need the. Listen, you don't. If the NBA changed the rules and gave you a point every time you you stole the ball, then it would make sense all the time to go steal the ball. But since you got to score points only by getting it in the basket and you down maybe by 3 or maybe by 2 with less than 40 seconds left on the clock, walking the ball up the court, allowing the offense to walk the ball up the court when I'm down and I'm on defense gives me time to get a good defensive stop and then draw up a play. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, and what I'm saying to you is I'm not allowing you to do that in any situation because we were always taught, basketball 101 says, if I pick you up early and get a steal, listen, I want to be able to score. I want to be able to score on the defense want to be able to score on your end of the floor. I want to eliminate the real estate for me to be able to get back in the game. Let's get to D-Ron's comments. My man, shout out to my man D-Ron for showing up on the program. I'm glad you found us, bro. He's saying here, Tony Allen was a beast. He made Pat Bev and Marcus Smart look like nothing. Absolutely. No question about that. Another one, he said, Jay got a point. Can't remember Derek Fisher or Tony Parker rolling the ball up the court. Thank you. Then he said again, I be seeing players roll the ball up the court in the first quarter. Thank you.
When it shouldn't happen. Right. I'm not advocating that I'm not advocating that sound defensive
I'm saying is it has become a norm. Strategy. It has become a norm.
I'm not advocating that. I'm not advocating that.
It has become a norm. And it's ugly to see.
When did I say that was the situation that you should do that?
I didn't say that. I said
no, you just said I did. Yeah, it's ugly.
Even Joker done brought the ball up.
Yeah, he said you got centers like Bam bringing the ball up because nobody pressing the ball handler. Thank you. Then man, D-Run, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, my buddy. Every time he come on here, he shut it down. That's what I'm saying, rolling the ball up the floor. You're not getting away with that. In no situation, I ain't giving you that. You understand what I'm saying? Because guess what? Well, I mean, like I said, man, I grew up on Nolan Richardson's Arkansas Razorbacks, on 40 minutes of hockey sticks. You understand me?
I grew up on defense. In
defense first. That's what I grew up on. Yeah, that's what I grew up.
This is a defenseless league. They don't play defense no more.
Thank you. That's why they're making the rule changes now, going back to history repeating itself because they see it's garbage. Man, talking about rolling the ball up the floor, man. Please, absolutely not. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? If you had a Fisher-Price set, maybe. But other than that,
I get it in certain situations. I get it why people do it. But I'm saying if they were still playing defense like they were back in the day, it would be.
Then them situations wouldn't occur.
Wait a minute, Doc. Can you help me make up my mind? Like Barbershop says, I just gave you the situation. You telling me I'm saying that this.
I said I get the situation. I said I get your situation. I said I get your situation. I don't like it.
And that's all I've been saying to begin with. Like
I don't like it. I get it. I don't like it. I get it. I'm just saying I don't like it. I get it. But if they played defense more often, it wouldn't happen. No matter what the situation.
Thank you. One thing leads to another, right?
I can see why they do it. I hate that they do it. I get it. You are right. It is strategy behind it. I get it. I just don't like it because I'm used to defense. Like, as soon as you throw the ball, it don't matter. I'm either
I'll put it this way.
I meet you down there at the 3-point line.
I'll put it this way. This is where I think you and Barbershop and I might disagree. Where me and Double J might agree. No. Listen to me. How you gonna tell me what I might think? Can you make up my mind? Listen, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. The Shop Report is gonna the Shop Report after today. They're having their first annual celebrity boxing match. D Gully versus Barbershop, 6:00. Get your tickets. You buy them early, you get a free 2-piece with a biscuit, courtesy of D Gully. Sponsored by Everlast.
In a shot of Lucia.
In a shot of Lucia. Yep.
Yeah. First of all, you don't sign me up for nothing. Okay. All right, you're gonna be out there by yourself. There's gonna be a lot of folks disappointed, man. I'm 50-something years old, man. I ain't about to be out there in them streets like that, man. You crazy? I wear Converse, Chuck Taylor still, man. Bye, man.
Listen.
Y'all come down. Yeah, right. Shell told right. Yeah, y'all come down there to the celebrity boxing match. Yeah, because he's gonna be shadow boxing.
I would say to the point though. I would say that situation to me doesn't. I don't think it speaks to my overall discontent with the way defenses play. Like I don't see that as like, oh yeah, this is my main example of why defense. Like I don't see that because I think it's sound strategy behind it. Considering what I've seen, offenses or teams that are down, with less than 30 seconds to go, how they've been able to use that to their advantage. But that's where I disagree with you in terms of like I don't think this showcases how bad defense is or how non-existent defense is. There's plenty of other examples that me and you agree on over defense.
I'm gonna tell you like this then.
That's what I'm saying. It helps
the
showcase
rule
that
was,
defense
and the
ain't that
rule
good.
should always be, I'm gonna make you go 94 feet to score.
Gotcha.
Because if I got to make you go 94 feet to score, then I ain't down in that game. You know why? Because throughout the other portions of the game, I did what I needed to do in order for you to have to go 94 feet to score. Because explain doing it in the first quarter, like my man D-Runk pointed out.
Oh yeah, and I have no argument for that. And I ain't gonna advocate. I ain't gonna advocate for that at all.
Come on now, that's all I'm trying to say.
But see, that's what I mean by defense sucks now. Because like I said, D. Gilly, I get the situations you were talking about. It's cool. I get it. But like D-Runk said, the first quarter thing, like if defense was being played, ain't no way you rolling the ball up in the first.
Ain't no
quarter.
way.
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way
a
in the
center.
world.
Ain't no way a center bringing the ball up.
Yeah, ain't no way in the
that
world.
was rare. Like Shaq did it a couple times, but that's because the Lakers was already dominating that game. So wasn't nothing you could really do about that.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. See, that's what I'm trying. That's when you do that. When you're up 40. You understand what I'm trying to say? Oh, we got another.
But other than that, now it's just like they play defense when they want to.
My man D-Runk weighing in again. He said the fouls becoming such a headache make players fall back on defense. Ooh, that's a
yes.
Ooh,
it did.
D-Runk, more D-Runk. Man, we're gonna have to get some type of trophy or something, man. Some type of, I don't know.
It really did.
I got to
every
think
time you
man.
reach out or you go out to play defense and they calling a foul on you or a player flop or they hook your arm as they driving, you ain't gonna want to play defense either. Because now I'm 3-4 fouls in, and it's the third quarter. Now I got to sit on the bench because this guy don't know how to play real basketball. All you know how to do is pray to the refs that they give him 2 free throws. Like I ain't playing defense like that either. I'll play defense if the game is tight, but if the game ain't tight, I ain't finna risk getting all them fouls for nothing.
He waited again. He said fouls always existed, but players are a lot craftier at drawing them.
Exactly my point, because the rules allow them to do that.
Exactly. That's the point. Yes. At the end of the day, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, ain't no question, bro. Salute to you too, bro. Absolutely salute. But that's the point we were making earlier about Silver. If you pay attention to the timeline, the rule changes. That's why I said history is looking like history is starting to repeat itself in terms of not the malice of the palace type of physicality, okay? But in general, I'm saying defense. When defense was played to a degree, I'm not talking about Jordan like Doc said.
Players no more.
That's what it said. You can't jump into players no more. Offenses have to work now. You're not gonna get bailed out. It was too many.
You can't do that.
Yeah, thank you. The game was going towards too many bailouts, and defenses were being handcuffed. Yeah, points were being scored, but the way they was getting them, man, come on, man. Like me and Doc just mentioned early on, right here. You had what? What happened?
I agree, and I'm not disagreeing with the general essence of what you guys are suggesting the league is.
But you're disagreeing with Barbershop J, third person.
Well, because of
absolutely.
No.
Yeah.
If you go back to Van Gundy's point too, if you watch Game 3, there were like 3 fouls in 45 seconds on Gabe Vincent.
Oh, shout out! No question, D-Ron.
And
it's all good.
This is like the same level of defense was being applied, I want to say, in Game 2. And at certain points...
who's in?
On Miami's end. By Miami. And specifically Vincent. And so something I do is, if you guys have ESPN Plus, by all means, I prefer not to listen to the announcers, and it's no disrespect to them. I actually play the Sky Cam. And so I'm watching the game.
Y'all know what that was, right? The ESPN Plus reference? Because I got Tubi and Pluto. So he over here throwing jabs. You talking about a boxing match? Okay, I got you. Yeah, all right, yeah. Yeah, I'll take on both of y'all. Yeah, you and Gully. Go ahead, finish.
So you're talking about the defense, from the sky view, those that have played 2K, that kind of you get to see all of the floor, of course, versus your kind of first person view. And so you can watch the plays develop, so to speak. So there was just a very brief period of time where they changed how the referees were calling the game. And
what do you mean?
That what was a foul or wasn't a foul in the first quarter now became one in the second. This is right before
they've been
halftime.
doing that, though.
Well, so this is my point. That why Van Gundy suggesting some of these things, because these are now stoppages in play. So if you want to increase the defensive, not just tempo and overall ability, it can't result in, you can't see a direct parallel with increases of foul attempts, because what you're gonna end up creating a monster that was worse than the original.
That's why you can't just give out points, because everybody gonna come down looking for fouls, thinking it's guaranteed points. Like you thought.
But how do you play? Remember, Barbershop. I'm really turning to you with this, because you guys
thought flopping was bad back then. Like if I'm getting a guaranteed 2 to 3 points wherever you foul me from here on out, I'm just gonna come down and start just jumping into folks or trying to draw fouls. I'm doing whatever I can to draw that foul.
Yeah, but
is this as simple?
Points.
But you get penalized for flopping and that type of stuff now. You're getting penalized for that. You're getting there's a penalty. You feel what I'm saying?
But
that's what I'm saying.
Honestly, though, how often are that refs gonna catch that though?
Is this as simple
moments?
Right. But is this as simple as, or what sounded impossible at the time or very difficult, was where you hit someone as a defensive back? And we thought at a point in time, like the Palomalus of the world and the Ed Reeds, Sean Taylor, that they weren't capable, because it was such a, like you said, it's a car crash. It's a bang bang play, that they weren't able to change the direction of where they were trying to hit someone. It turned out that has changed.
Okay, so
can we change basketball where,
of course,
you can have increased pressure defensively and overall better defense without the influx of foul calls? Because again, unless it's robotic,
because
that comes down to the refs too.
Yeah, but no. Let me.
What the ref deems a foul, that comes down to what the ref wants to deem a foul. Because the ref can see you get fouled, not call and say, "Oh, I missed it." It all comes down to the ref at that point.
But Double J, what you're speaking to is not just NBA. Now you got to go back to what Kobe talked about when he said AAU is killing basketball, where there are a whole lot of ingredients that got to go in that pot of gumbo for that to take place. What you got to do is you got to go back to the lower levels and start doing more defensive foot drills with players, because your feet, this is why I emphasize footwork, offensively or defensively. It's your feet that put you in good positions to stop the ball, not your hands, not your eyes. It's your feet. If you learn how to move your feet from a fundamental standpoint, that's already a plus in playing good defense. And then there's effort. I asked before, show me a metric that measures effort. I want it more. Some guys just don't want it. What they do is they want to score. Why? Because the game has been predicated on points, FanDuel, and DraftKings. If you play a parlay, you picking some guys on a parlay that you might not otherwise know, but they say this such and such name player can go get 8 points. That's all these guys are looking at now. Let me go and give me 8. Let me go get me 8 points so I can make Double J's parlay so he can get that 1,500 type of deal. Nobody's thinking about defense no more. Everybody's thinking about offense. But here's what's happening. I don't think that these changes that the changes that he's making, I think there's more to come, because you can make, when you ask, can you make the change? Yes, you made the change from the malices and the palaces and the brawls in New York, and New York being the physicality and all that type of stuff back then in the mid 80s. And, and Dr. J and Larry Bird got into a fight in a preseason exhibition game. I'm trying to tell you. So yeah, they made a change from that to all offense. Yeah, you can go back, but you might not have to go all the way back to what it once was. I don't want to go back to brawls. You understand what I'm saying?
Backtrack a little bit though.
But you do, but with him making a change to offensive players can't kick their legs out anymore to draw foul. With what we just talked about last week about penalizing for flops and things like that. Pay attention. It's still more to come. They're going to start now balancing the playing field, where once once again, offenses are going to have to really work to score.
See, I just
ain't no more freebies. Ain't no more James Harden.
We talk about you
hold
said
on.
FanDuel and all them.
I know, but hold on. Ain't no more James Harden going from one end of the floor to the other for a game winning layup and never having to change hands. Ain't no more of that. Remember when he was in Houston?
That's what I said. The hook move. The hook move.
Yeah, exactly. He went 94 feet, and not one player made him switch to his left hand. Come on, bro.
I mean, they couldn't when he
that
used
was
his left hand to grab you. Like, I mean, how I'm gonna switch when I'm holding you?
But what I'm saying, but he never had to. How you
hook and reel.
How you go get a 94-foot layup and you never had to change direction? That's all I'm talking about. Yeah. You never.
I just feel like
not wanting to play defense because, like I said, you get too close to James Harden on situations like that, it's guaranteed to be a foul.
Not no more. And I'm gonna tell you something else. That Nuggets last possession against the Lakers, when Brown got to the line, I was shocked. I mean, when he was going for the late, when they blocked him at the end,
that was all ball. That was all ball.
I say that, but come on, bro. But how many?
That's great defense. That's great defense.
I say that, but how many times? But I was shocked that he did not get that call.
Me too. I thought it was going to be a foul too, but when the refs let it go, I said, "That's a good call, ref." That's
I was like, oh my gosh, whoa.
I thought it was going to be a foul.
Yeah, because let me tell you something. Mike get that call.
Yeah.
Kobe get that call. Isaiah Thomas get that call.
But they're not going to ask for it.
I know they, of course. Well, we know that, Doc. Well, I mean, come on, Doc. Me and you, we know what I'm saying.
Players now will.
Players now will. You know what I'm saying?
Players now will. They'll be like, "Oh, ref, what's going on, man?"
Yeah. I sent your wife some flowers.
Right. I just scored that 20 points for your parlay. You gonna give me that foul?
What you mean? You sent her some chocolates? Hold up, bro. Yeah. D-Ronk say NBA Africa has better development than AAU. Yeah. Have y'all seen my man talking?
Nothing but a bunch of entitled teenagers thinking they automatically gonna go to the league just because they play AAU.
Well, then get Aiden signed up. Hey, whoever can make that claim, come on with it.
No,
I'm just saying that's how them kids act.
No,
that's how
soccer
those
is
kids
terrible.
act, though.
And soccer is worse. Okay.
Double J, stop. That's your favorite stop act. Don't do that.
I have never been, and Doc knows this. Because look, it's at a point now. Imagine this, okay? That AAU team, we'll say, starts at 5. If you leave and go to AAU Team B, that's not in the same league, whatever. If you try to come back, it ain't happening. If you try to go to AAU Team C, it ain't happening. D, E, F, all the rest of it, E-I-E-I-O at this point. Because they had the politics of this are so bad that they are embedded with the group that they have, that they do not pick up people from the outside. And what it does, there's two.
Well, that's almost like hiring. That's almost like hiring from within. Is that bad?
No,
not necessarily. Unless what is the results, right? What is the motivations? Are you trying to? This is what I'm talking about. That development isn't actually happening anymore. You're taking and plucking what already is there in order to achieve the results that you're looking for. Instead of, because I'll give the example. Look, I'm a little biased under these circumstances. However, I made it to a certain level, and at this point in time, I've 100% concluded that I would have not been able to achieve what I did under today's circumstances. And just because of the nature of the moves that were made and how over the extended period of time that took place. In his case, not only that, it wasn't until about high school that there, a light switch kind of like you have to do certain things additionally. Before it was always kind of not entirely optional, but just not a job. And that line now starts at 10 versus 15 or 14. So it's
well, I mean, but see what you're speaking to is who's the kid from I just saw a post the other day. some kid is on his way to Tennessee, but he's like only 8 years old or something like. They already talking about him going to Tennessee or something like that. And then,
baby Gronk, yeah, he was at Purdue too last week.
Yeah. But now you're going back to something we've covered before, and that's cool, obviously. But who's to blame for media outlets from all over the world coming to sit at a table with a high school player who's got five high school football player, for instance, who's got 5 hats in front of him, and we all got to wait for the decision to decide which college he's going to go to.
The reason I'm not going to use football is because at the end of the day, with the NFL specifically, thankfully, and it's rare that I ever am on this side of it with them, you can see people that, and a lot of them, that went to never heard of university.
Of course. Randy Moss when he went to Marshall.
But he
knew what a Marshall was before Randy.
If you knew his,
I knew. I did. I mean, I'm here. I'm here in Ohio. We lost my man Gully here for a second.
I'm here. Y'all are different. Y'all live, eat, breathe sports. The average sports watcher will not know who a Marshall is.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I can't argue with you on that. Yeah, I'm with you, Doc. Yeah.
My problem is this: in terms of pathways, and this is a word that I'm going to be using a lot.
Doc weighing in again. He said, "I doubt Mikey Williams even make the league, and he's been hyped since the 8th grade." You see that exactly?
But Mikey, he only hyped because of his dunks. He only hyped because he dunk on. He's one dimensional. He got all offense, barely any defense.
With him, like D-Runk said, I followed him since about that time. Even he made the move. I didn't think he was going to leave San Ysidro, and then he went to Lake Norman. Lake Norman got blown out by pretty much anybody that was nationally ranked. So it showed like he's a complimentary player, and that's okay.
But all of this is what Austin Rivers was speaking to. He said, "Man, once upon a time, man, you had to earn getting a mixtape."
Okay, so that brings up my next point. There is
everybody got
a couple flashy dunks and a good block. You got your mixtape,
and you're a top 10 pick.
And that's still not so right now.
It's one-dimensional.
In this is the difference, right? The MLS, something that you guys don't realize is that if you own an MLS team, you own a piece of the conglomerate. So imagine if Tom Gores or Dan Gilbert owned a piece of the NBA itself in addition to the team. They don't. They own the team. That's it. That's where it stands and it lives and dies there. Same with the NFL. The MLS is different because of what took place with some of the teams shutting down in the late 90s. And so what they've done is they monopolized it. But what they're realizing is their system of rules, which does not exist anywhere else in globally, in a game where they're actually challenged, unlike our traditional Power Four. It works financially. It doesn't work for the rest of the groups. So here's what happens. You have a couple different pathways here. You can be, there's about 5 divisions you can play in. Okay. When I played 20 years ago, if you wanted to play regionally outside of like a one-off tournament, you had to win your state. And then you would get invited to regionals and then nationals and so on.
So now, you had to earn it. You weren't grandfather. I mean, you weren't gifted.
Now there are certain teams that have been given exclusive rights to MLS Next teams. So what happens is Club A, B, and C are all in MLS Next. They only play against like D-Runk. This name may sound familiar because he owns a bunch of car dealerships, but the team's called Lou Fuse. And then there's another one called Scott Gallagher out in Missouri. I beat Scott Gallagher, never had the opportunity to play Lou Fuse when I was out there. They have MLS Next contracts. So what happens is their teams, if you're 14 years old, you're either on that team or you're in the NLC, the National League Conference.
So all the best players are all on one team?
AAU style. One, and then guess what? You play all the same teams. And then the minor leagues, so essentially their second team, is in the NLC, so they all play each other there. So if somebody's ripping up the ML, the NLC, they know, okay, wait a minute, we can bump him up because it's all the same team's second best team. So if he's doing well there, he can go up here. If you're not there, there's three other leagues that exist. Cleveland Forest is in one of them.
He said, he said, I know Lou Fu's Honda.
See, and so soccer powerhouse just has been.
Yeah, whoa. You mean you said the Cleveland Forest?
Yeah.
Since when did the Cleveland Forest come? The Cleveland Forest wasn't around. They ain't been around since the 80s.
Exactly.
90s.
Exactly. So those clubs
so
power.
So wait a minute, wait.
Leagues, dude.
So wait. Okay. Yeah, we gotta actually keep things rolling. We're gonna make this a topic for another day because this is very interesting. But I just want to say right quick, the Cleveland Forest. So I'm wondering if Kai Hoskevy, Otto Orff, and them guys are behind this.
Could be.
That's
very well could be.
Yeah, we gotta keep things rolling. We're gonna get to MLBalk right here next. Let's keep things rolling. That's a good. We gotta. Okay, now that's on you then. Okay, you brought this up. Now you're gonna bring the content. You're gonna put the script together for that. I'll discuss it. You are. Who is you? Right
it's
here.
Been man.
All right, our next item on the menu is MLBalk. That's right. We're going to talk a little Major League Baseball. Right quick, I want to give a shout out to the person that I found this post from. The MLBalk subject, the subjects of the MLBalk are Nolan Ryan versus Ricky Henderson. All right. I'm scrolling through Facebook, which I don't do often. It's been a while since I've really been on there. People have been sending me, tagging me and stuff. And I'm like, man, I don't have a clue because I really don't go check it. Bear with me one second, y'all. I'm getting a private message here. Okay, good. I appreciate that, Gully. I'm gonna have to go check that out. I'm scrolling through, and one of the groups I'm in, I didn't even know I was in. They say I'm some type of top contributor or something like that. I'm like, oh, well, I get some kind of badge, but I can't wear it on my shirt or whatever the case may be, unfortunately. But it's called Vintage Baseball. Now, I, for one, grew up on the sport. I love baseball. I get it. It's not as popular maybe as bear with me again. Yeah, okay, all right. I don't know if I should be reading this now. You all really, you all gonna send me that now? Anyway, I grew up on the sport. Okay, it don't get as much discussion as obviously football and basketball. At the top levels and whatnot. But I challenge anybody ever here saying, oh, baseball ain't really a sport. I'm like, no. So we go back and forth for a couple of hours on why I consider it definitely a sport and definitely one of my favorites. But anyway, I saw this post in Vintage Baseball from a Coach Cinz, C-I-N-Z. And before I go into the post, let me just tell you that I promised him, I asked him if I could use the post because I really like the post. And he said, sure. He said, would you give us a shout out, so to speak? And I said, obviously. Said, of course I will. I'll do that here. So he wanted me to let people know that Cinz training, he does baseball and softball skills training, okay? It's located in Naperville, Illinois, or somewhere by Naperville, Illinois. A full-service baseball, softball training company that provides people with things like career advice and watching film or, getting better at your film watching and the mechanics of and such. If you're interested, you can contact Coach Cinz, that's C-I-N-Z, at coachcinz@gmail.com, or you can call them, area code 312-493-3067. That number again is area code 312-493-3067, or you can catch them on their website at coachcinz.com. The post he put up was hardest record to break. Nolan Ryan's 5,714 strikeouts or Ricky Henderson's 1,406 steals. Which record is hardest to break? Don't get quiet now. You know what I'm saying? Play defense in the backcourt. Your mic is muted.
Well, then unmute it then. That's on you.
No, it's not. It's not on me. Okay, now we can hear you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, playing defense in the backcourt. Like, see, I told you, man.
Yeah.
Listen. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm up. Yeah. I'm trying to find an active.
Hold on, Doc. I'm typing something to you. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm trying to find an active player in the top 20 for the steals. Actually, I'm trying to find an active player in the top 30 for steals.
See, listen, that's what
active player in the top 40 for steals. And understand this, when I say 40, you only have to steal 495 bases to be in the top 40. No, Ricky Henderson stole 1,400. So to be within 1,000 stolen bases,
that's 1/3. That's you got. That's 1/3 of him to be in the top.
Yeah, you have to steal. You have to steal 400. I don't know of an active player in that list.
Hold on. Let me say right quick, my man Doc. He got to get ready to get on out of here. Doc, I appreciate you for joining us, man. You know it's always a pleasure.
Oh yeah, I'll be
man.
back next week, brother.
Man.
I'll be back next week.
Yeah, for sure, man. You got an open invitation. All right, shout out to my man DOC, baby, from the Philly. I'll holler at you. Yep, it's all good, bro. My man D-Runk said, he said strikeouts easy. But D-Runk, you got to elaborate on that. But let me say this right quick. This is what I said to him. I said, man, every now and again, you come on the book and you scroll past one that's worthy of being posted, basically. You know what I'm saying? I said, bruh, I consider myself to be pretty knowledgeable, well-rounded knowledge-wise when it comes to most sports. I said, but I had to sit and think about that. I could not, because you talking about strikeouts or steals. I said, with the fact that they pulling pitchers now after 6 innings, everybody on a pitch count now, how do you even get close to 57-14? And then, like to your point, you just mentioned about the stolen bases. How in the world, if the top guy nowadays is at 400, you know what I'm trying to say? That's still 400 million miles away from 14.
Yeah, like I don't know. I think there was a stat. I want to say that is Mike Trout up there?
I don't know. And D-Ron Gully got me backtracking. He might really be steals. Hey, listen, I'm gonna let y'all wait. Y'all have at it, because I have no idea, bro. I'm
gonna just send you a screenshot, right, of how baseball records did a pictorial of the top 24 players. I'm gonna just send you the screenshot to tell you, ain't no way in HE double hockey sticks anybody gonna catch up to Ricky Henderson in before somebody beats the strikeout record. I'm gonna just screenshot this to you.
All right, D-Ron weighing in again. He said Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer both 12 and 13 and still 2,000 behind Nolan Ryan. Still 2,000 behind.
But here's the thing. To my point, they in the top 20. Let me just share this screen with y'all, if you don't mind. Can I do that?
D-Ron weighing in again. Zach Greinke and Clayton Kershaw got 2,900 respectfully, and both at end of their careers. Yeah, so they're on the downside. Excuse me, bruh. When I seen that, I had to look at it for a while. I'm like, man, I had to rub my eyes. I said, man, come on, man. I said, man, you just throwing numbers out here. You gotta be. Nah, bro. Nolan Ryan got 5,714 strikeouts. 5,714.
Look
again. How is anybody going? I'm gonna throw it up here in a second. But how is anybody going to get anywhere near that when pitchers are on a pitch count now? Don't they pull a guy after 6 innings now?
Yeah.
How many complete games do we see, or how many guys we see going into the, getting up there? I don't know what pitch counts are now. Guy throw 40, 50, 60, 72 pitches. And now they they coming to get him.
Well, I got a question actually for for Double J. Since you adept at the analytics, with the pitch clock being has batting, has hitting increased overall, whether it be a home run or basically hits on base, have on base hitting or whatever it's called. Has that increased due to the advent of the pitch clock?
Double J, let me add a question. Because of the pitch clock, that's where I thought he was going. Do you think that maybe somewhere down the line somebody could get to Nolan? Maybe. Or am I off base here?
Well, I
answer his question first.
Well, in general, so Bill James did something similar with how he historically breaks down records. And simply put, if you were to take essentially the part of what made Nolan Ryan so great is how his longevity. So it wasn't, and the level of, so as D Runk pointed out, Verlander's been in the league since what, 06, 05, 06, and
Kershaw.
And so these guys, even though I don't ever want to say Justin had a fastball, but I don't ever remember him being strikeout dominant. But what you would do is essentially say, if you were to look at the league leaders in strikeouts and then take those totals and then add them to, we'll say 15 years and then 20 years. Basically, what I did very quickly by just totaling that up alone. Now, remember, these are all different players, but the case that would have to be made is you're talking about a unique individual that would be the leader in that respective category. So you have a essentially a benchmark of what those totals would be if someone came along and were doing it consistently. So by 15 years, the total would be close enough to say this is in jeopardy. But again, by the time you hit 20, they're breathing down his neck.
My man D Runk weighing in again. He said, I was watching the Reds game the other day. He said, I think Hunter Green had a no-hitter going and got pulled in the sixth. It's just a different era. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying right there. I don't think I believe it was a great post, but I don't see either or. Those are untouchable. Both are untouchable, especially the stolen base.
And so the thing is, to your guys' point with the pitch clock, something that I've noticed more is that the steal attempts are starting to trend upwards. So we haven't found again what this is the reaction to the changes are. It could take away from a category like strikeouts because
and I'm about to throw that graph up, Gully.
The pitcher or the pitchers themselves. So if you were to just look at, again, I think if you did 22 years at whatever the major league total was, or whoever the record, whoever threw the most strikeouts, just in the past, 22 seasons, so 2001 or 2002 to present, and we would have already blown out that record, is my point. But that's what it's going to take for someone to beat it. So they would have to play almost as long as he did. But the challenge in that is that even using that model, it's a flawed way of looking at it because the pitch clock didn't exist until this particular season.
But here's the deal.
You can't say that it's apples to apples.
Yeah, here's another thing too. Okay, let's say hypothetically, you just mentioned he would have to play just as long as. Let's say he played longer and broke the record. Yes, the record would be broken, but do you put an asterisk by it of sorts because it took you longer to break it? Because that brought to mind two things. One, when George Gervin said Klay Thompson ain't break my record, wasn't no 3-point line. And then two, Emmitt Smith, the Russian versus Jim Brown. You see what I'm saying? So yes, by numbers, the guy played, let's say 2 years longer. Okay. And he is 58-19. Well, you look at the numbers. If I didn't show you how long they played and I just showed a 14-year-old kid who liked baseball those numbers, I say, who'd you say was better? Like that guy, he got 50, that type of deal. But if it took you longer to do it, isn't there some sort of takeaway from that, even though it's a credit for, if that makes any sense?
Well, and always, right? That's always the counter argument to this, because this is why actually one of the records that a lot of people don't believe will be broken, that's in the same, conversation with these, is Cal Ripken's Ironman record, right? That you don't have to do anything other than play.
Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think.
Good, right?
Yeah, that's gonna stand. Yeah, no. and I pray we all live a whole lot longer than we expected or expected from others' expectations. But I'm telling you right now, that record gonna be standing after this whole thing is done standing. It's gonna be standing. It's gonna be the only thing left standing. I'm just saying. I mean, Iron Man. My gosh, is that Dontrell Willis?
Listen,
is that Dontrell Willis? Who is that in the St. Louis?
Yeah, no. In the Florida, that is Dontrell
in the Florida.
Willis.
That's Dontrell Willis. Who is that in the I see me up here. Oh, shout out to BSJ, baby.
That is Juan Pierre.
Oh, that's Juan Pierre. Oh,
used to run base like Juan Pierre.
No, I'm saying I see me up here. I see me up here in the Indians hat, baby. That's BSJ right there, baby. Yeah, boy. Climbing the fence, son.
This is the Braves in 95 or hit dirt in 97. That's you. I've been looking for you since then. Lost some money. Glad it wasn't FanDuel around.
Hey, listen here. Gully Mesa. I'm just trying to say, get the ball over the plate.
Look. I just want to. First of all, I just want to give you the
Darnell Nagy.
Listen.
Yeah, you sure want Oil Can Boyd.
Hey, look, he started.
Hey, that's the first letter in the alphabet.
He started rough, but always ended smooth, though. Don't disrespect Nagy.
Oh man, please! You talking about Earl Hershiser, the Bulldog, and Dennis Martinez?
Nagy would bring up a lot. Nagy would start off rough, but he would smooth out. Okay.
Yeah, look, he's not in that World Series. Believe. You heard me, man. Please, they yanked him early. He gave up the hit.
No, he didn't.
Nagy gave up the hit that went under Tony Fernandez's glove.
No, it didn't. No, it wasn't. It's the reason why Jose Mesa and Vizquel don't get along now. Because Vizquel said Mesa was partying hard the night before, and Mesa said everything was good. And Vizquel was kind of concerned about it. And then when he came in, when they pulled him, which they shouldn't have pulled him,
they pulled Nagy.
Yeah, which got
my bad.
Fire, right. Nagy.
No, that was 97. I'm getting 97 mixed up. When Craig Counsell hit that single that went right past Tony Fernandez's glove.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, dang.
Was that so I want to point out
97.
My reason. I'm going to say this. I believe two things that the record under these circumstances, the one that is most likely to be broken because of the changes that you will see specifically from present day that went into effect this year with the pitch clock is stolen bases. I'm going solely off of the fact that the number of calls of attempts is going to increase. That can be shown already. We're not at the All-Star break yet, but we could call this 40% through the league of the year. And the league leader for this year so far is at 31. The league leader for the winner of last year's was at 41.
What do you mean at the same point? At this point in the
at season's end.
So 41 bases.
At season's end, he had 41.
I'm going to point this out to you, right? I'm not as adept with the numbers as you are, Double J. But first of all, I'm going to give you a pictorial. Do you see these 24 faces?
Mm-hmm.
These are the top 24 all-time leading
base stealers. Okay.
Tell me this. Who is the youngest looking face on this picture?
My man with the handlebar mustache.
And Juan Pierre. How long ago did Kenny Lofton wear Indians uniform?
What I'm saying is this is somewhat of a great reset.
Now, here's the thing. Yeah, here's the thing. Because I also want you to point. I also wanted to look at this here. Here's Nolan Ryan. I'm sorry, the Nolan Ryan of stolen bases, Ricky Henderson.
Good save.
25 years in the league, 1,400 stolen bases.
No. That wasn't 25 years.
Yes,
that was age. That was his age.
No.
Oh well, years age. Years age.
It's a weird way they did that. But I'm gonna point this out to you, right? So 25 years in the league, 1,400 stolen bases, and I guess another guy in the top 5, Ty Cobb spent 24 years in the league,
Tigers,
and 897. Now, a more modern player would be of the list in the top 10, probably Tim Raines. He spent 23 years in the league, stole 808. I want to point you to this here, 1,065. You know what this number is?
No, but I hope you
This is
did
the
you tell us.
difference between the all-time leader, Ricky Henderson, and the current active stolen base leader.
Correct.
In the league.
And so you're absolutely right. Under this is the difference here. that I'm
Elvis
making.
Andrews. Now, let me tell you, it took Elvis Andrews 15 years to get to 341.
Mm-hmm. He's a tiger killer, I believe me. Texas, White Sox.
Yeah, he played for the Rangers.
Yeah.
He played for the Texas Rangers.
So do the math for me.
He made my life a
Did he-
living nightmare. So yes, I know. You know why you had to pick him.
Yeah, of course.
He picked.
But Double J, did he make the life a living nightmare for the Tigers when he was with the Rangers?
Yes.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
Him and Nelson Cruz.
Yes,
Cruz,
Nelson.
Just bomb. Always left field. See ya.
Oh, he ain't.
Okay, so Gully, what do you suggest? I mean, what are you saying here?
I would say, even though we have the shortening of the duration of a pitcher, time on the mound. I don't know if the word arbitrary is here, but yeah, sort of arbitrary because of heavy reliance on the pitch count plus the pitch clock plus the innings. I think innings pitched and pitch clock and pitch count are sort of are not one and the same. I think there are two other factors. Like, hey man, he's been in there for 8 innings. You know, it's time to pull him. Like, well, he only got 79 pitches. It's been 8 innings. You got to pull him.
Let me get to this comment right quick. D-Runk weighing in again. He said, Gully made me pull up this steal list, and now I'm thinking when was the last time a player was actually known for stealing bases? Yeah, that's what he kind of going over with right now.
I would actually go with Juan Pierre because I mean you don't get enshrined in Jay-Z lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Did you just do that?
You know it's relevant to Jay-Z. If Jay-Z
never fails.
You know it's relevant.
D-Runk weighing in again. He said, "Do y'all think catchers are better defensively than they used to be, or no?"
I think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so.
Whoa!
This is why. This is why I don't think.
I'm telling you.
This is why I don't think the steals record is gonna get caught. Pitchers are much better. So you're getting a lot of guys who got a
No.
Did you hear what he's asking though? He said, do you think catchers are better defensively or better than they used to be? Or no, was the first part of the question. He's saying specifically when it comes to stopping steals.
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
Okay, hold on, man. Hold up.
This is why Henderson's record is not gonna be broken before Nolan Ryan's is.
Look, I'm
see, that's I don't know, man. I don't know. What was my man that played for
Listen, for what you would need for someone to break Nolan Ryan's right now,
okay,
is something that to me isn't possible anymore.
Okay.
Because of the pitch clock changes. They're not getting to 100 pitches anymore, which means they're not pitching 7 innings anymore. And this is what it does is when you have relievers in there, you see an uptick in steals. That's just historical. That's how it's worked. So
okay, so remember, Gully,
even if you wanted to say those are a wash between better defensive catchers and relievers being in.
Okay, now remember let me reiterate here, or let me say again, excuse me.
Ricky Henderson in today's game would have probably stolen home more than once a week. That's
because the question was which record is hardest to break.
Yeah, I think
that's really you got to keep that in mind. Is what I'm saying.
All right.
So it's got to be Nolan Ryan's 5,700.
Only because of the changes. If it wasn't, all you needed was someone to lead the league and play for really solid 20. If he plays 22, he's beating it. At that,
you know what else I see on that list?
22 years, he's beating what? Henderson?
Would have beaten Nolan Ryan's.
He's saying without the changes, without the pitching changes. Okay, yeah, without the change. You know what else I find interesting here on this list? That's one thing I like about baseball. Baseball kind of lightweight preserves your body too. It's one of them sports that preserves your body. We got guys on here that play 15, 18, 19, 24, 31.
Well, look at Cabrera.
77
you guys
years.
haven't done this yet because we play you multiple times in the division, but they trot him around. He plays once every 3 games, every series, so to speak. and the away team presents him with some kind of gift of mementos. You know, Houston gave him a
he on his
cowboy
farewell
hat.
tour?
Oh yeah, very much
on his
so.
way out. Miggy about to be done.
How about the fact that Barry Bonds actually has more career steals than Ichiro, although Ichiro had a much shorter time?
Ichiro is.
Look, I'm looking at
Barry Bonds, but Barry
guy.
Bonds probably compiled most of them numbers when he was with the Pirates.
Yeah, I know, but still to think about that though. Barry Bonds, 35.
You have to remember,
and I still say it's a travesty that Bonds and Clemens and Pete Rose are not in the Hall of Fame.
Well,
it's a travesty.
They're not in Cooperstown, but they are in the Hall of Fame. Just put it that way.
They're not where they're supposed to be when recognized by everybody else, including me.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Well, here's the thing, right? Here's what's going to happen.
That's disrespectful, man.
Listen,
how do you talk baseball without talking about them three?
See, here's what's got to happen.
And then talking about they ain't in the games biggest invitee.
I think what's got to happen is somebody's going to have to break his record, and I think that's why his record's going to remain untouched.
Wait. What are you talking about? Break whose record?
Home run record. And I think the league is going to Barry Bonds' home run record, because in order for his home run record still stands, the single season record and the all-time record, right? Those
who you think gonna break it? Shohei,
I don't know, but the point is, in order for it to be broken, you got to approach it, and the point that you approach it, you have to the aura of Barry Bonds, the majesty of Barry Bonds has to be considered, has to be talked about. You got to talk him up again, because otherwise you can't do it without him. So
yeah, it was the same reason why when he was doing, him and McGuire, or him especially, was doing his numbers, it was always led to a mention of Babe Ruth.
Yeah,
for those who didn't, who were at that time didn't know who Babe Ruth was, they knew, because you can't mention one without the other.
Exactly,
because of what was taking place at the time. I get it.
Yeah, so
by default, whoever get close to or get near, you're gonna have to bring Barry Bonds' name up again.
Bring him up. In which case, I think the league may find ways to make sure that don't happen.
Yeah, exactly. D-Runk weighing in, the way they gassed up Aaron Judge AL record last year, they act like Barry Bonds don't even exist.
Right, because it was just a league record. Because if I'm not mistaken, who was the NL leader last year?
I don't know, but Judge hit what, 61 or something like that, 63. And you know what? I'm not gonna even lie to you. I mean, shout out to him for hitting 63. But when the way they were hyping it, I was like, I mean, I know it's a big deal, but is it really that big a deal?
Yeah,
you know they were talking like he hit 85 or something. Right, the way they was talking.
I thought he hit. Wait a minute. Sosa was with the Cubs, so they was both. So when Sosa and McGuire was going at, they were both National League. That's right. So who was slugging it at that time?
Well, maybe they was hyping it too, because the AL. I think he broke did he set the record or break the AL record? I don't even remember.
Well,
but it seemed to be a bigger deal than what it was to me.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I feel like it's something. It's some salt in the game, because his AL home run record was the only thing to stop the MLB from having to acknowledge that Shohei Ohtani had the best season as a baseball player ever that year, because he was a 20-game winning pitcher, and I think he was in the running for the Triple Crown, batting Triple Crown. So tell me,
right? That's foul, man.
Yeah,
that's foul.
You had to it had to be something else. It had to be something else.
Yeah, because no wonder D-Runk, they didn't gas it. They overgassed it. I forgot about that, man.
On that.
D-Runk said Kyle Schwarber led NL last year with 46. Okay.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah,
can see. All right. So by comparison, I can see why Aaron Judge 63 was a big deal in comparison.
But that 63 is not bigger than deal than 20 game winning Shohei Ohtani, a guy who got to basically play both sides of the ball.
Yeah, in the American League, no less.
Yeah, well, runs are. Listen, you talking about? Yeah, the ball be flying out the yard. Man, the American League scores be looking like football scores. That's why I was joking with some dude. I think it was, who was it that had the highest scoring game this year? Was it the Rangers? And
look like the football score.
yeah, that's what I said, man. I was like, the Ravens didn't beat the Cowboys, man. What's going on with that? You know what I'm trying to tell you? Yeah, while you're playing. Yeah, man, we got to get things rolling along. I got to get ready to get on out here, man. As always, man, this is good. This is always good stuff. I forgot my
take a look. UFO crash in Vegas. I obviously have been out there twice in the last 3 weeks.
That's why Golden Knights are winning. That's why
I seen it.
That's why who's winning?
Golden Knights. That's why they win in the Stanley. That's why they win in Lord Stanley's Cup.
Like,
so
no,
there's videos out there already.
Let me tell you something, bro. Go look up the Golden Knights. I mean, Vegas is where the money at, and the bottom line is always going to be at the top. You know what I'm saying? But ever since they came in the league, they've been in the league. They've been in the league, man. They still got milk on their breath. They just got in the NHL, man, 2 seconds ago, and they've been in playoff contention. Yeah, they've been in playoff contention since they stepped on the ice. Man, come on, bro. Come on, yeah. Oh, but I got a good question for us next. QOD for next week. Y'all like this? Yeah. My man, what did D-Runk say? He D-weighing in again. He said, I believe them aliens landed in bro backyard. He sounded very convincing.
What in the police body cam, you actually see a light take off.
What?
Man, that ain't nothing. Man, do y'all come on, man? Y'all know what that is.
Here's the thing. For those that don't know, Bigelow Aerospace, which was given a huge defense contract. They were the previous owners of Skinwalker Ranch, show on History Channel. So Robert Bigelow, they have whatever they found. They've been working on this stuff for a while. They was given a ton of money. So
shout out D-Rock.
Yeah,
shout out for the movie suggestions. Actually, I think I'm gonna start using that on our Real Talk. You know what I'm saying? Suggesting the movie y'all might want to go see. Good looking out, my man D-Runk. Way beyond. If y'all haven't seen the movie Air about MJ's Nike deal, check it out. It's good. Yeah, trust and believe, man. I got a 21-year-old son over here, and he know more about Jordan than I do, but he really don't. Get what I'm saying? Every time we get on the subject, BSJ, you don't know nothing. I'm like, you know what, man? Just go ahead. Just make me a bowl of cereal. I'm good. I don't even want to go back and forth with you today. But anyway, what was you saying, Double J?
Simply put, there were lights even when I was out there.
Bro, those are not UFOs. Those are drones. Listen, did you ever watch Chip Foose show?
Yeah, I know Chip Foose. Yeah.
Okay, those. All right. Okay.
My cousin builds private. You know, he works for one of the private contractors.
So right. So did you ever see Overhauling?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or Pimp My Ride? Man, that's all that is out there in that desert, man.
It's been fun, but we gotta run.
No, somebody done took a drone and pimped a drone and made it look like a UFO. Now everybody going, hey, why? Oh my God, there's aliens. There were 8-foot people in it. I read the article, man. Stop it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'll tell you what then. If there indeed are, then I'm voting for one of them for president. Okay, because somebody got to help me. Somebody please help me to understand. I'll just give you a precursor because it's going to be one of the show topics down the line. Student debt loan is a crisis in this country. Did I say that right? Or say that fast 2 times? Yeah. What I don't understand is Biden just blocked a measure that the Republicans came up with and said no to it. They saying no, and I'm just giving you the gist here. At the end of the day, if we're all for the American people, and ain't that what it say in the Constitution? We the people. If they're all for the people, then how can anybody, regardless of which side you're on, the principle, how can you be against anything that will help the people in this country get back to some type of financial foothold? And you just sent money overseas to somebody.
The hypocrisy is blatant because remember, it's the Republicans and the conservatives and Republicans that talk about the exorbitant costs of higher education, right? Without respecting the fact that certain skilled positions require you to do so. So what happened is they'll frame an argument like, well, we didn't tell you to go to
I'm hip, D-Ronk. My bad, Gully.
Yeah, you didn't tell you to go to Duquesne University to get a degree in women's studies. Now you're paying $40,000 a year. You're right about that. But also, if you want a doctor to have some reasonable skill, you might want him to go to Johns Hopkins University.
Johns Hopkins, yeah.
At $130,000, but he has the same amount of student loan debt. So what they'll do is they'll argue, they'll use the Duquesne University fluff degree as an example of why student loan is your responsibility, when that's the same reason why they say colleges cost way too high because of government subsidy. But then when somebody gets a bona fide degree in a legitimate science, when I say legitimate by their standards, in something that will require a higher education, something that you would trust somebody not learned from YouTube, like how to operate on the human body or how to do brain surgery.
Right.
Those are the people that are in debt. Those are the people that really need the help, but they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
just another example of what politics are, being hypocrisy, and the fact that you got to pick a side, and depending on what color you are, you really can't pick but one side or another. And why it's all just nonsense. And
that's a farce too, because I'm a certain color, hello, and I'm an independent. I ain't picking a side, because what I don't like is every election is important.
Yeah.
All right. But like payment for a product that you purchase, once you realize you ain't get what you paid for, do you have something to say? Do you go and buy it again? So you're asking me to vote. I get the importance of voting, but when I turn around and look and see that you all have some in a huff over helping people, and let's go back to the stimulus even. When they were going back and forth, both the Democrats and Republicans, that's why I say it's a farce. They had an issue. Oh, well, we need to come back and meet again to see if we're going to get people $600 or $1,200 or whatever the case may be. Well, right. How long did it take them to finally decide on a number? But when it came time for them, those congressional folks, to vote on whether or not if they should get paid, they didn't waste no time passing that.
No,
none.
They hurried up and flew in from.
Hurried up, but your vote matters. Your vote matters. To who? Or whom?
To them.
Yeah, like I said. Yeah. And on that note, I'll leave you without a quote. It's been fun, but we got to run. Don't forget to check us out a Sunday at 1 now on the PM side, or excuse me, 12 on the PM side, right here on the yard. I don't know if I can get with this 12 PM, bro. I'm telling you right now. Listen, when Doc came on, I was on, but I was asleep. I was asleep. I just woke up. Okay, I realized this. I got to get ready to go to work. I mean, we've been on here 2 hours, man, and I'm just not waking up. I'm just saying. Okay, yeah. Anyway, or y'all can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the Shop's fan page, and of course YouTube. Make sure when y'all go to YouTube, you hit that subscribe button in the bottom right corner over there, the little notification bell, ting, ting, ting. We'd be much obliged. And if that don't work, y'all can Google it. For my mans, Be Rich, Doc, Double J, D Gully, TJ, and all those who follow and support us, we say thank you. I'm Barbershop Jay, and you've been listening to the Shop Report. And remember, the next time y'all want to know what's going on, or what's really going on, I should say, come to the shop, man. Walk-ins are always welcome. Holla!